Hello. You're welcome to another episode of Life Lessons with Oladapo, and it's your favorite host here, Oladapo. And I want you to know that you're a wonderful listener, and I'm so glad that you're listening to me in this episode. So now we're going to continue from where we stopped in the previous episode, and we're still talking on believe you can succeed and you will, and this is part 2. I'm sure you enjoyed the previous part. And we're going to do a quick review. Remember, this is a book review based on the book The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. You can download it and read it. But we're just going to look at some things from the book. So in the previous part, we looked at the definition of success. And we remember, if you can remember correctly, we said success can mean different things to different people. Personal prosperity, it could mean winning, gaining influence, freedom, self-respect, achievement, and etc. We also talked about the power of belief. I would say believe you can move mountains and you will. That was the conclusion of the previous episode. We also highlighted that moving mountains isn't an impossible task and it only takes belief. It takes belief to move mountains. I'm sure you believe that. We also clarified that belief isn't wishful thinking. We said wishful thinking is something different from what we're calling belief. So belief is the positive I can attitude, and it generates the power, skill, energy needed to do. So when you believe, or when you have belief, you have the attitude of, oh yes, I can do it. The skill comes, the energy comes, the motivation comes, and how to do it develops. Now let's take a look at some stories as we begin this episode. So I'm going to start with a young woman. She decided to start or establish a sales agency to sell mobile homes. She was advised by many that she shouldn't and she couldn't do it. She had many times less the required minimum capital investment. I know there are so many of us out there. Perhaps you're going through things and you're like, oh, I want to do this, and it all seems impossible. So I'm very sure you can relate to this story. So yeah, some of the things people told her. Look how competitive it is, she was advised. And besides, what practical experience have you had in selling mobile homes, let alone managing a business? Advisors asked her. But this young lady had belief in herself and in her ability to succeed. She admitted that she lacked the capital, that the business was very competitive, and that she lacked experience. That is everything that our advisors pointed to or pointed at. She said, oh, they are through. Yes, they are very through. I agree. And she also said, I lack the experience. She said, all the evidence I can gather shows that the mobile industry is going to expand. And on top of that, I've studied my competition. I know I can do better. I know I can do a better job at merchandising. That she knows she can do a good job. She trusted in her ability. She had belief in herself. That she could merchandise trailers better than anybody else in a town. Said, I expect to make some mistakes. She didn't write off the possibility of her getting it wrong, or perhaps things not going well for her in the beginning. But she said, I will be at the top in a hurry. She believed that this was meant for her and she's going to make it to the top. And she went for it. And what was the outcome? In a little while, she was on top. She had little trouble getting a capital. She had this absolutely unquestionable belief. And because of this, she won the confidence of many investors. And she was just armed with belief. And just being armed with belief, she did impossible. She was able to do the things that a normal person would not be able to do because she had belief in herself. In no time, she began to make millions. So let me continue with this. Belief, strong belief, triggers the mind to figure out ways, means now to, I'll repeat that. Belief, strong belief, triggers the mind to figure out ways, means and how to. So if you have something you want to do and you're struggling with it, you have a challenge, or you're not able to do it the way you want to do it, it shows that perhaps you might not be believing. You might not possess this quality we call belief. Remember, if you believe, it will produce the energy, the power, the how, all that is needed. This woman here that we just looked at, all she needed was to believe, and her belief brought her success. So most people do not put much stock into belief, but some residents of Successville, which is you and I, we are the residents of Successville because we are successful people, right? Let's take a look at another mountain moving story. So a department sent notices to a number of engineering companies that they were authorized to retain some firms to design 8 bridges as a part of their highway building program. So they wanted to start a highway building program, and they were like, oh, let's reach out to firms and see what we can come up with. And they wanted to build this bridge. The bridges were to be built at a cost of $5 million. That's a lot of money in it. The engineering firm selected would get a 4% commission, or a $200,000 for its design work. So that was the proposal. The department sent out notices to various engineering firms. Whoever wins this or whoever agrees to it is going to get some bonuses, etc. And the bridge was cost a fortune. So 21 engineering firms were spoken to about this contract or this business proposal, in quotes. The 4 largest decided to submit proposals. Of course, they were big, they could manage it, and they said, let's go for this. It looks quite lucrative and can make some money from it. The other 17 were small firms having only 3 to 7 engineers each. The size of the project scared them because they were not big. They didn't have enough hands at work or on the desk. They were scared. So of this 17 small firms, there was just this one firm. They went over the project, shook their heads, and said in effect, that's for the other 17 rather, the other 16. They went into the project and said, they shook their head and said, no, this is not for us. I thought we could handle this, but it's no use even trying. No use even trying at all. So just like I was saying earlier, one of the firm then looked at it. They were very small, also 3 engineers. They studied the plan very well and said, we can do it. We will submit a proposal. They did, and surprisingly, they got a job. Now, that didn't happen by coincidence. What got them the job was the fact that they believed. They believed. So you're going for that high task, you're going for that business, that big contract. All you need to do is believe, and your belief will earn you what you desire. So in conclusion, I'm going to say this: those who believe they can move mountains do. Those who believe they can move mountains do. Those who believe they cannot move mountains will not, because belief triggers the power to do. Belief triggers the power to do. So you're seeking the power to do something. It's just in one word: believe, and the power is just there, right at your fingertips. It's Oladapo once again. Make sure you comment, you like, you share this podcast. It's been a nice time speaking with you. See you in the next episode. Bye.